Are you guys exhausted? I'm exhausted. But wow, what an ending, what a game, what a roller coaster of emotions. We're so glad you're here with us. Sixers Postgame Live brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Amy Fadool, the coach, Jim Lynam and Marc Jackson bringing it up over there with the salmon-colored suit. And I don't even know where to start. 16-point lead, evaporated. 9-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. They scored, what, 15 points in the fourth, Jim?
Correct, 25-15, right, 14,
wow.
I think.
And then to have the wherewithal to be able to stay in it down the stretch, force overtime, and then we're all yelling, Joel Embiid shoot the ball. He passes it to James Harden, which ends up being the game winner. I mean, I recapped it, but I don't still know. I can't process what I saw, Jim.
Yeah, obviously a lot happened to him in those final minutes. But I think the thought I have here, I'm yelling, shoot it, Joe, shoot it. And he has enough trust in Harden to make a pass out to the dead corner, and Harden, cold-blooded, knocks down a big time. It's as big time of three as you're going to see.
There were some crazy calls down the stretch. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to hear from Doc Rivers as well as any of the players as soon as they come out after this insane one. But there was the questionable call that we thought maybe Marcus Smart could still be moving outside of the restricted area. That was upheld. And then a clear push-off from Jason Tatum to bury the three, which could have been the real dagger in that one.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, we're out there. Mark, when Marcus Smart's shot was thankfully after time expired, you actually got up and left. You left the set.
I was done.
I
was done. Like, this damn to me, this Boston's team won't go the hell away.
No, they won't.
I mean, we had the stops, we had the rhythm. He caught the ball like, no ways Mark Smart. There's no ways Mark. And look who hit the shot. Like, at what point do you say, well, geez, do y'all ever miss?
Nope.
I mean, this team is really shooting lights out. But you know what? He shot it late. I'll take it.
I mean, yeah, and of course it was Marcus Smart to try to have that because he had a tremendous game. But we got to talk about vintage James Harden. Feast or famine, night or day, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. We don't know who you get, but today you got the good one, whoever that might be. In this case, I believe it's Dr. Jekyll. But he had an absolute miraculous game. We talked about how he would need to be aggressive in our pregame show, and he was aggressive from the jump, Jim. I mean, not only was he scoring, but he was facilitating. At one point, he accounted for all 15 of the Sixers' points.
Yeah, I think that was top of the third period, yeah. No, he was, no question, Amy. He came in with a mindset where he was going to be very aggressive in attacking the defense, and he took what they gave him. If he had a chance to shoot the ball, which is what we talked about pregame, he had it. They desperately needed his points. They've been having trouble manufacturing enough points to keep up with the Celtics. And in this case, actually, they got that nice lead, and they had to hang on.
Yeah, and they did have to hang on because the Celtics team, I know they didn't get the 1 seed because they faltered down the stretch, but they look as good as any 1 seed I've seen certainly in the last couple of years. And they have a chip on their shoulder as well. They feel like they have unfinished business as far as not winning it all. But James Harden, 42 points, 47 minutes. He played a ton out there. It seems hilarious to think we thought about maybe you rest him because if his shot's not going down. We didn't have to even think about that. Marcus' shot went in and his facilitating. It was vintage James Harden, what we saw.
Ultra aggressive, Amy. Didn't turn down shots. Well, you know, late in the fourth quarter he did, but throughout the course of the game was very aggressive, looking for his, and was able to get his. He was very effective, too. 16 for 23. I'll take that all day from James.
Honestly, I don't think anybody's really recovered. We're just kind of talking out here because we're trying to figure out how that game went. That's got to be the weirdest game as far as huge lead, to give it right back, then to have to force overtime. I mean, Jim, as a coach, the influx of emotions and the roller coaster you're riding, how do you try to manage that?
Yeah, actually, the Sixers, I think they did a pretty good job of staying stable emotionally, Aim, because they really had trouble scoring in the fourth quarter. I think they scored, what, 16 points? Yeah, 24 to 15 favored the Celtics in the fourth quarter, because I really thought the Sixers dominated the first 3 quarters of play. But the Celtics picked the defense up. The Sixers missed some open shots in the fourth quarter. But they kept a positive mindset and persevered. And keeping your cool like that to get the shot that you want when the game is on the line in overtime. Kudos to Joe and to James Harden for knocking it down.
We got to go down to the guy who was there for a lot of it. Saw some big plays coming his way. Bang, bang, Georges Niang with our Kate Scott.
All right, Georges Niang, that was not a pretty ball game. Boston had a huge fourth quarter, but you guys were able to pull it out. What was the key to this victory?
You know, James Harden was unbelievable. That shot just speaks for itself. You know, I think we're just a gritty group. We just keep pushing and fighting, and I think that's what we did tonight. Not everything was going our way, but we found a way to get it done. You never want to apologize for winning, that's for sure.
P.J. Tucker was huge late. He had the offensive rebound, the putback, and then battling for possession in overtime, which ended up as an Embiid bucket. Talk about playoff PJ.
Yeah, that's just who he is. His identity is a guy that's going to go out there and give everything that he has and scrap and fight and claw. And those 50-50 balls that we weren't getting early on, PJ was getting those for us, so that was huge for us.
And as James Harden comes in here, there we go. John's going in between us. Let's go over here. We'll keep our interview going. Awesome, awesome stuff right there. Joel Embiid, just his third game back from the knee sprain. What did you see from the big fella tonight?
You know, Joel is tremendous. You know, the fact that he's battling through what he's battling through to give us everything that he has just speaks volumes to him and what he means to us and what he means to this city.
All right, 2-2. Let's head to Boston, baby.
Let's do it.
And it's all square at 2, so now it's a best of 3. And I do want to mention, you saw Kate say John's coming in there. That's John Howe, the Michigan State student that has a good connection now with James Harden. James Harden heard that he was a big fan. He FaceTimed when Howe was in the hospital, who was paralyzed in that school shooting at Michigan State. And Harden said, as soon as you're well enough, come to a game. It happened to be game 4, so they had a nice moment before the game. And he's obviously going to have a moment with him afterwards. And what a game for James Harden to have, you guys, especially with such a special guest in person. The inspiration had to be coming from all over, but 2 bad games. Those were the worst 2 games that James Harden had ever had back-to-back in his career, playoffs or otherwise. So you knew he was going to bounce back, but Jim, 42. We said he had aimed 45. Apparently 42 was the right number, though.
Yeah, amazing is the right phrase, Eamon. How about with the ball in his hands all night long, he played with 1 turnover and had 4 steals. Yeah, really just a magnificent performance, and I guess shouldn't be a surprise, but the game on the line, and Harden out of the dead corner with Jaylen Brown flying at him, knocks down a game-winning 3.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to fully appreciate how tough that shot is unless we watch it 5 more times, which we will, because that's how we roll.
James Harden came to play tonight, and that was, once again, people, that's on 1 day's rest. So which means he should be okay for the next game of rest, right? So that's what we expected from him. We expected him to duplicate this performance next performance.
We're off to a frenetic pace, just like that Sixers game was with the overtime. Let's take a breath. Let's hear a little bit from Doc Rivers, and we'll talk about it coming up now.
Yeah, we fought, man. Like, this is the way it's going to be. It's going to be a game of runs. We got to sustain the runs. We got to keep our composure. You know, I was proud of our guys. I thought we lost our pace, and part of that was due to fatigue. We really shortened our rotation tonight, and you know, I thought that was the right thing to do. Having said that, I thought that one stretch we were running on E. We couldn't get the ball up the floor, and that's when they made their run. When we were playing at our pace all game, we were getting whatever we wanted, and that was great. I thought our defense was good overall, too. Tobias on Tatum for most of the game, Tuck. So a lot of good things, some things still to clean up.
What were you looking to draw up on that ATO?
Exactly what we got. You know, we thought if Tobias curled over the top, they've been switching everything. And we told Tobias if they don't switch, you're going to have a layup. If they do switch, whoever's guarding Tobias is going to be on Joel. And that's good for us. And we told James, you stand right there, and if they come, be ready to shoot. Talking about trust, you know. That's what it's all about right there.
You guys spent the last couple of days, really since game 2, talking about needing James to be aggressive, continue to attack.
Yeah.
What did you think of his
We did it, and James did it, you know. I thought we really helped James with our spacing. You know, guys are running deep to the corner today. Guys were running wide. Joel was running in the middle of the floor. And, you know, instead of being on one side, we were in the middle or over, so James had room to come off. It allowed Joe to pop or to roll, and I thought the spacing of that was just terrific.
But I thought about not only just going defensively and going after loose balls.
Yeah, well, we had to. We listen, it's a possession game for the most part, and so far the team that's had the most possessions has won the game. We had more possessions tonight. We got loose balls, and those are vital.
Overall, given the swings of the game,
Yeah.
in the fourth, what do you think a win like the win today says about your?
You know what? I honestly, I think the film yesterday said what we had to be. That they're going to make a run. We're going to make a mistake. You know, things are not going to go well, and just keep playing. 2 days ago, we didn't do that. Tonight, we did that. So I think that's what it says, that we're in a bar fight, and we just got to keep slugging. Having said that, Jason Tatum's three was awful that wasn't called. Awful.
You thought it was a push-off.
Did you? Did you think it was a push-off? I'm asking you.
It looked like a push-off.
No, be committed. Did you think it was a push-off? It was a push-off. You can't, and the reason it bugged me because at the end of the game, there were the touch fouls. You know, Jason Tatum has a 360 foul. Marcus Smart and Tuck gets tangled up, touch foul. So if we're going to call it that way, then you have to call that. To me, that you got to call that play. I know it's a big play, and I'm a big fan of refs not deciding, but that could have decided the game.
Well, what about your challenge? You want a challenge on that?
I didn't have any. You know, I lost mine.
Talk about James's game.
James was awesome. Just you know, for a day and a half, James had to get himself back. No one did that but James. You know, film was great. You know, we talked, and probably 15,000 other people probably talked to him. But James, you know, I sent him a gospel song, which he'll tell you if you want, but before the game. And, you know, you know, the title of it was "Do You Know My Name?" And James Harden was James Harden tonight. What's more importantly, Joel was Joel tonight. Tyrese was Tyrese tonight. Tobias was Tobias tonight. That's what we have to have. We can't have one guy. We have to have everyone.
We talked about there was a lot of talk about toughness at the end of the Miami series last year, and you haven't had a game like this since the Miami series last year, where Joel was involved and you out-toughed the team.
Well, you know the biggest difference.
I'm sorry.
You know the biggest difference. There was a guy named P.J. Tucker on Miami. There's a guy named P.J. Tucker on our team now, and he got the offensive rebound and the three-point play, which was huge for us. And he helps everybody, so that's part of it.
And during the
ball was really moving.
Yeah, we just lost. We got tired, honestly, and it's tough to draw up a play when everybody's fatigued. Let me say that. I thought we gathered ourselves. I used one timeout. Didn't want to use. I used it literally just to give us some rest, and I thought we kind of gathered ourselves, got our wind back. We executed out of timeouts. First play in overtime, Tyrese gets the layup. Second play, James gets the third play. We executed our butt off in overtime. That was good to see.
First, I mean, is that a point of emphasis of yours?
And get a lead. Get a lead. You know, I talked about it yesterday. We've been down in every game. Let's play from the front just one time and see what happens. And we did that for the most part. They had to make the run. You know, so that was good for us.
You mentioned the game when you were trying to get Joel touches at the elbow with Horford there. Something like kind of force some shots around there. What did you see?
No, I thought space was bad. I thought Joel was tired, and I thought we took 20 seconds to get into it. Part of that was fatigue. Like, we got to get in our stuff earlier. I think the good thing about this game, fortunately, we won the game. But secondly, when we watch film, it'll jump off. Like, you get into play with 7 seconds left, it's going to be hard to score. You get into your actions with 18 and 16 seconds on the clock, you have time to score.
Two great players oftentimes it can devolve into your turn.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like that.
No, David, it's so important, and it's hard. Tatum and Brown have had their problems at times, and you know, now they have it. They play great together. But it took years for them, you know. And Joel and James, more importantly, you saw them talking a lot today. You know, there was the one ISO for James, and Joel could have come up and set the pick, and James told him to stay. I got the left lane. I mean, those are the plays, those are the communication things you need with your two best players. And then they have to trust. I thought they both made passes tonight to make our team better.
Doc, James had a special guest here today.
Awesome, yeah.
How special was it that he had that performance with John?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? You know, a kid from Michigan State, if you don't know, that was shot. James signed the shoes. He promised him that he would. He flew him in for the game. A lot of good things that a lot of our guys do, and James has been great at that.
You mentioned the film session from yesterday. Tyrese spoke to us after that film session. He said that there was a really frank dialogue among the group.
Yeah.
You mentioned communication tonight. Did you see any of what?
Yeah, it was extremely frank, dialogue yesterday. And it had to be, but it wasn't just me. I started it, honestly, but I invited people in. And it's good when people get in. And you know, it was good. It was a good day. But it's over. And this is over. And now we got to go watch film, and we got to get ready for Game 5.
The last couple of days, do you think this group of guys grew as a team and maybe grew closer?
Yeah, you know, we've done it all year. This team is tough. Doesn't guarantee wins, doesn't guarantee anything, but we're not going to go away. And that's what tonight was about. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Just, we talk about trusting guys, trusting each
Jesus.
other. We talk about James catch and shoot all the time. That's
Yeah.
such a big emphasis over these years.
Isn't it hilarious? Like, I watched him this summer. We watch him every day, and he works on it. He works on it, but it's something he hadn't done his whole life. And the last shot to win this game was a catch and shoot shot from James. It should tell every freaking kid, work on your weaknesses, keep working on them, and you never know. Tonight was that night for him. Cool. Thank you, guys.